nice with it. The gear's tight, looking right, you got the ice with it. A conversation with me will change your life. Your wife want the pipe, and when I hit, you feel a slight difference. In her box, my cock's bigger, I'm hot nigga. She don't rock with you, she got with you for dough. Your hoes a thought, if you fuck around, I'll take your mom, kiss her, fuck her, then I'm taking your hot sister. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. You cuff that bitch, I'ma fuck that bitch. You in love that chick, will suck that dick. That slut will kick you out your house, man, fuck your couch. I'm Rick James, bitch, I'll take your bitch and fuck her mouth, nigga. You bitchin' cause I'm smashing your hoe, you so passionate though. You would laugh for her to go on the trip, now you trippin' because I got her ass, you acting vaginal, bro. I'll give her back, blow her back out, then go. Nigga, act like you know. Sharing is caring, nigga, I dare a nigga to swear that niggas can get to his chick. I put fear in niggas, they scared this nigga will take the girl and make her my bitch. You the type to die for a slut, you lie just to fuck. You like to get drunk and high just to get the courage to say hi, you a punk. You want to get some ass, but then you act like a monk. She's stringing you along, it's going on like a month. You spending all this dough, she still ain't touching your junk. She taking off her panties and you smelling the funk. You say you hate it, but you ate it even though that it stunk. Nasty ass nigga. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. I'ma keep fucking your lady. My pull-out game's amazing, we ain't having a baby. You bitchin' moaning and crying, complaining, acting crazy because I'm fucking your girl, you punk ass, you pay me. Get cash to smash your whack ass chick. You too stupid to realize I'm teaching your whack ass shit. All up in your feelings, you feeling all attached and it's making you go crazy. And maybe if you had that shit we call game, you know you can't control no hoe. No matter if she's bad or right or just so-so. You trying to control that bitch, that's a no-no. You worried about other niggas, that's so homo. Pause. Niggas wanna be so romantic, but they chick be all up on another man's dick. I be on that man shit, they be acting manic. I don't think these guys know what a man is. Y'all thinking you're out here winning with your money and status, you're thinking you're rich. But how you see yourself as a winner if I could ruin your day by smashing your bitch? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, what's going on, what's going on? What's poppin'? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to April MC in the building. Shout out to Joe Blast in the building. Unique 79 in the building. Explode in the building. What's going on? Keith Joek. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Jet Lucci, Jay Bird. Certified Tyrone is in the building. Surface Dweller, Omar Neves, Kwame True Savage. Rita Simone is here. We got Okie Dokie. Coach Justin in the building. What's going on? Happy Life is in the building. Let's go. We about to get it in. So today, guys, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be teaching a masterclass on what game is, because it's interesting. What's funny is I have a whole program, or not even a whole program, a whole documentary called Game Kings, The Definition of Game. Isn't that weird that I have a whole documentary called Game Kings, The Definition of Game, and people still are trying to figure out what game is? You feel what I mean? They still don't get it. They still don't understand this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down as simple as I can in this video. So every time when a person's like confused about the game, or they say something like dumb or goofy about game, you understand? I'll just send them to this video. Or if you have friends and whoever that wants to understand what game is and how it works and how you do what you do, send them to this video. You understand? This is going to be the video that's going to break it down. And then you can learn more by going to Mr.Locario.com or badboymembership.com to check out the Game Kings. So what I'm going to do now actually is I'm going to play the Game Kings trailer real quick, and then I'm going to get back and we're going to get into this game. All right. Keep, you guys, like my dude Steve says, get your crayons out because the game is going to be heavy. Check this out.
Everybody has game. The thing is, though, is your game weak or is your game strong? See, that's the difference. See, having weak game is synonymous with having no game. But you have game, you have a strategy to get what you want, but your strategy might be weak.
I always tell these guys, snap your fingers. And I'll tell them, snap your fingers. Like, You hear that sound? I'm like, what is that sound? Bitch, that's a 17-year-old that just turned 18. That's a 19-year-old that just turned 21. They are just they're everywhere.
Hi, how you doing? You think I give a fuck about how you doing, bitch? All I want you to motherfucking do is open your mouth and say something so I can hear how your voice sounds so it can tell me how the fuck to get at you.
Your feelings are not facts. Because you feel like whatever you feel like, you can't get me to believe that there's more than two genders. You understand what I'm saying? And truthfully, I'm not sorry because I can't really make facts out of your fucking feelings. Matter of fact, fuck your feelings. There's only two genders. Only two genders. You trying to tell me that genders are neutral and niggas is trying to come up with 92 fucking genders, bro.
There's this narrative now that it's okay for a man to cry, and it's really pushing this sensitivity, express yourself, express your feelings. One thing I've always respected about my father growing up, I never seen my dad cry. Me and him would get into arguments, we would go at it, we would fight. I would say the harshest things to him I could to hurt his feelings, but I never broke him.
Shoot, just the right pair of shoes get your dick sucked. Just the right pair of shoes. Women don't, seriously, you could look like Boris Cujo, you'd be 6'8", you know, have a print down to your knee. They look at those shoes, they bust, they just like, oh no, not him. Nah, boo-boo.
The bitches shine because of the nigga. Period. Like, and when it's functioning correctly, that's the way it is. So, on that note, dick is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift.
You got to play your way from start to the end. That's having game. Because if you do that, what you expect is what's going to happen. See, don't know accidents happen with motherfuckers that got game.
Yeah. Don't know accidents happen with motherfuckers that got game. Facts. Shout out to Rosebud. So now, let's get into this. So the reason why I titled this Mr.Locario Spits a Masterclass on Game, and I had in parentheses in the title, game isn't about social skills. Now, why did I say that? Now, what I've been hearing a lot, I hear a lot of people say or talk about game or having game as just purely social skills or just talking to women, when it comes to the dating game, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, well, what's more effective? Is it your looks or is it your game? Is it your money and your status or is it your game? So what they do is that they separate game from all these other things and they think that game is just social skills, which it's not. Now, you can use social skills when you're doing what you do, and that's part of the game. But game is not just about social skills. So a lot of guys, they think, well, when it comes to, dealing with women and it comes to the dating game, having game is all about social skills. And then some people will say, well, you don't even need game. You just have to look good. You have to have a certain look. You got a looks max, bro. You got a gym max, bro. You got to be in your masculine frame, bro. And then you ain't got to worry about game, which is your social skills, right? Now, what I'm telling you is that the game is not about just social skills. You understand what I'm saying? Or having game, I should say, is not about social skills. Now, let me break this down. I'm going to see, and this is the thing. When we talk about game, right? And even Rosebud said it in the documentary, and the other trailer we have, and he said, it could be one question and 10 different answers, all correct, right? So there's different angles to come at the game. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down simply, because when we talk about game, it really boils down to the same direction or the same thing when guys who have game or understand game are talking about game, right? Now, what you have to understand is this, right? And just to put it simply, and I talked about this in the documentary, right? Game, when we talk about game is just synonymous with life, right? So when we say the game, we're talking about the life, we're talking about living, existence, us doing what we do, in this world, right? That's game. Game is life, right? Now, having game, when we talk about a guy having game or a woman having game, right? Your game is the strategy you have to get what you want in this life. Okay? So when we say having game, we're talking about game, we're talking about the strategy you have to get what you want. You understand? So again, I talked about this in the documentary. A baby will cry and say, oh, when I cry, my parent's gonna come and feed me or change my diapers. So every time I'm hungry or I need my diapers changed, I'm going to cry and I will get this person who gave birth to me to change my diapers or feed me. So that's the baby's game. That's the baby's strategy to get what it wants. Right? Now, when we talk about having strong game or having weak game, right? The more that you are actually getting what you want, that means that your game is strong. If you're not getting what you want, your game is weak. I'm gonna say that again. If you're getting what you want, the game is strong. If you're not getting what you want, your game is weak. Right? Now, next thing you have to understand is when a person says you have no game, it's the same thing as saying you have weak game. So if your game is weak, it is synonymous with saying you have no game. You understand? So that if somebody's like, man, you ain't got no game, that's the same thing as saying you got weak ass game because you're not getting what you want. Right? Now, another level of this is this. If your strategy to get what you want involves things outside of yourself, that type of game is weak. If your strategy to get what you want is dependent upon your skills and your ability, then your game is strong. So for example, if you're the type of guy who needs to have a lot of money, who needs to have fancy cars, who needs to have jewelry, and you use these things to get girls, that means your game is weak because you need something outside of yourself to acquire the woman. You understand? So if you need the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, the money, the house, all that other stuff, in order to attract women, your game is weak because you are using things outside of yourself to attract the women. Now, if you can use yourself, your social skills, right? If you can use how you interact with the women, how you relate, your confidence, anything that's inside you that you put forth out, that means your game is strong. Now, why is that? Why is that? The reason why your game is weak if you're using things outside of yourself is because if your strategy to get girls is to use your money, your cars, your resources, if you don't have your money, your cars, and your resources, you can't get girls. And if you can't get girls, your game is fucking weak. Get it? See, what would need to happen is if you stripped all that away and you can still get women, that means your game is strong because you don't need those things to get the women. You have yourself. It's like this. If I give somebody $5 million, right? And they spend all the money and they lose the 5 million because they just spent it on whatever. They might not be able to get $5 million back because I just gave it to them. You understand? Now, if a person made $5 million and lost it, they could use the skills that they made the 5 million to make another 5 million. So the guy who can use his skills to make another 5 million has strong game, right? Because it's coming from his knowledge base, it's coming from him. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand the difference between strong game and weak game. Now, when it comes to people thinking about game as just like a fucking, social skills, they're usually talking about it in the sense of, talking to girls like, oh, picking up a chick, hollering at a girl, using pickup lines, all that other shit, right? Now, what you have to understand is that game is not just about social skills. And what you have to also understand is if we talk about game beyond just the dating game, there's a bunch of other games happening in life, right? And you don't even realize that you're using game in those situations. See, it's funny when a lot of guys, they talk about, man, this game stuff is bullshit. Game is stupid. Game doesn't matter. Game doesn't work. There's no such thing as game, yada, 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 all that other shit, right? What they're not understanding is that in all other aspects of life, you're using game. Shout out to my dude KZaggin20 in the chat. Right? In a lot of these aspects of life, you're using games. So, for example, there's all these different games. You have the job game, the entrepreneur game. You have the fitness game. You have the religious game. You have the power game, the politics game, right? You have the music business game. You have the movie game, the filmmaker game. You have all these different games, right? You have the chef game. You have all these different games. Now, what you have to understand is that in all these different games, there's a strategy that you use to get what you want out of all these different games. So if you're trying to get a job, right? Let's say you're trying to get a job, right? What you might do is you will say, okay, let me get my resume together, right? Now, let's say you did a whole bunch of different jobs. Depending on the jobs that you've done, you might say, let me put this on my resume, that on my resume, revise my resume, because I'm going to send it to this specific company, right? So you send your resume to the company. Now your resume looks good. They call you in for an interview. So now you say, okay, let me, actually, get a nice suit or something that I can wear to the interview. Let me look up the company. Let me look up the people who are working there so I can sort of, know what the company is about and have something to talk about to where I can benefit this company when I get there. Now, all of this that you're doing, right, is game. It's a strategy to get the job. But ain't no social skills happened at this point. You just gave them the resume. You sent them your resume. They called you in for an interview. You ain't even at the interview yet, but you're thinking about all these other things you have to do to prepare for the interview. That is all still game. But you haven't even really spoken to anyone in the interview yet. We're not even getting to the social part, right? So that's what I'm saying to you guys, that the game is not just about social skills, right? Everything that you're doing involves game. You understand? So you have, like, for example, people out there who are like, working in fitness. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to working in fitness, right? Let's say they're working with clients or a client's trying to get, lose weight or whatever it is like that. There's a strategy that they're using to get from 300 pounds to 180 pounds, right? And they use that strategy to be able to lose that weight and build that muscle. You understand? Now, when it comes to the dating game, I understand that a lot of guys, they think it's just about social skills because they're thinking about, oh, well, I got to talk to a girl and I got to interact with a girl, right? But see, what you don't understand is that the game, when it comes to you in relationships with women, isn't just about social skills. There's a lot of things that go down when it comes to having game, when it comes to dealing with women. Because if you want to be successful dealing with women, you have to have a strategy that's going to make you successful dealing with women. Because if you have a girlfriend, right, you're not just using your social skills to deal with your girlfriend. If you have a wife, you're not just using your social skills to deal with your wife. If you're going out to interact with women, you're not just using social skills to find women to interact with. See, you know what's interesting? You even knowing the spots in your city where there's going to be the types of women that you like and who would most likely like you, and knowing the days and times that these women would be in these areas, that's game. And you haven't even spoken to a woman yet. You're still figuring out the spots to go, the places to be, the types of women in the area. You understand what I'm saying? You're still figuring that out. That's still part of the game. And see, what a lot of guys do is that they fucking mix up all of these different aspects, and they say, for example, they'd be like, man, well, you know, it's just all about the looks, bro. You just got to looks max and gym max and all that other stuff. And so they think that that's not game. Even if you're talking about looks maxing or gym maxing or any of those goofy ass maxing things you're talking about, you're still talking about game. It's under the umbrella of game. When you're talking about looks, game. Status, game. Money, game. It's all under game. All of it. You understand? Fucking with, getting a strong body, game. It's all under game because it's all under the strategy. You can't help but do the strategy. You understand? No matter what you're doing, you have a strategy as to how you're doing it. Whether you're doing it in a way where it's benefiting you or not, there's a strategy to what you do. You understand? There's a strategy to what you do. Everything you're doing, there's a strategy. Everything. Even if you don't even realize it. You understand? You go get a fucking, shout out to Steve, you always talk about this, you go get a bowl of cereal and shit. Right? There's a strategy to do that shit. You get the fucking, you might get the bowl first, you might get the cereal. Some people fucking pour the cereal first, then the milk. Some people pour the milk first, then the cereal. It's all a fucking strategy. But when it comes to dealing with women, guys think, well, I just got to look max and my strategy should just be getting money and all this other stuff. And the problem with that is that a lot of that is a weak strategy, which is why most guys fuck up. Because see, this is the thing. This is the thing that the next things that I want to talk about. I want you to have an aha moment when I'm about to say with the next few things, because this is the type of shit that the stuff that I'm gonna tell you now is the type of shit that is either going to, step up your game exponentially if you understand what the fuck I'm saying, or you're still gonna be asleep and don't know what the fuck's going on. Right? It's either gonna step it up or you're gonna be asleep. Hopefully you're not asleep. Hopefully you understand what I'm about to say and it'll step up your shit. Right now, what you gotta understand is this, right? When it comes to having strong game, it's about knowing what to do and also how to do it. I'm going to say that again. When it comes to having strong game, it's about knowing what to do and how to do it. What are you talking about, Mr. Locario? Right? See, what happens is that it's one thing to know what to do, which is good because you need to know what to do. But then there's another thing of how to do it. See, most guys, it's simple to tell them what to do. But most guys don't know how to do it. You understand? So they know the what, they just don't know the how. They don't understand the how. So what do I mean? Give us an example, Mr. Locario, right? So, knowing what to do, example would be if a guy says, yo, how do I get girls? Okay, this is how you get girls. This is what to do. Approach women and talk to them. Okay. But Locario, how do I do it? You see? So the how is in doing the thing. So you got to go and approach girls and talk to girls. Right? But the how is, how do I talk to them? What do I say? What are the things we talk about? How do I get it from this point to that point? I want to have sex with her. How do I talk to her in a way that's going to entice her to want to have sex with me? You see what I'm saying? And so what it is that a lot of guys, they know what to do. They don't know how to do it. And this is why a lot of dudes fuck up in the game. And this is why a lot of guys don't understand it. They're like, man, game is bullshit. This don't make no sense because, I'll be going out there and I'll be talking to girls and I'll be trying to holler and, these girls be rejecting me and I ain't getting no play. No, you know what to do. You don't know how to do it. You understand? See, for example, I'll give you a perfect example, right? Let's say you wanted to make a independent film, right? You want to make an independent film. So, okay, I got to get a camera, right? They said, so what do I got to do to make a film? Well, you got to get a camera. Okay, I got a camera. I got a computer to edit the footage, right? I got to get some actors, right? I got to write a script. So you know what to do. You know the things that needs to be in place. But do you know how to turn on the camera? Do you know how to use the settings? Do you know how to use the audio? Do you know how to write a script? Do you know how to use the editing system? You know how to use Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere? Do you know how to use any of that shit? Do you know how to find actors? Can they act? You see what I'm saying? So the problem is that a lot of guys want to be able to get girls, but they don't know how to get girls. They don't know how to make it happen. And see, a lot of this, when it comes to, understanding how to make shit happen, right? You also need to understand what you're working with. So one of the biggest things, you understand? One of the biggest things that fucks up a lot of guys is they don't understand women. Now, this is a really difficult part because, a lot of you guys watch a lot of red pill videos and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all watch a lot of videos about female nature and all that other stuff, right? But what you don't understand is that a lot of times those type of videos you'll see on YouTube and the YouTube streets and all that other stuff, a lot of those videos are guys who are reacting to being played by women, meaning they're reacting to not understanding women. So again, forget the whole social skills aspect of it. There's something about women that they don't understand. Matter of fact, there's a lot about women they don't understand. And see, that's also part of the game. You understand? See, it's like, for example, if I use the filmmaker example, the filmmaker, the guy who's using the camera, he may not understand certain aspects of the camera. He doesn't understand how to set it at a certain, type of setting, a shutter speed or whatever it is that he needs to get a specific type of shot because he doesn't understand the camera. So he just turns it on and he's just pointing it everywhere. And then the footage doesn't come out like he wants it to come out. Now imagine this. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Just think about this. Imagine a guy wants to be a filmmaker, right? And he don't know how to use the camera or the video equipment. And then he's just pressing buttons and doing all this other goofy ass shit. And then he says, bruh, this fucking filmmaking shit is bullshit. It's bullshit, guys. And he starts blaming the camera. He starts blaming the editing equipment. He's like, this shit is a scam. The camera's nature is to not give me the shot that I want. That's the camera's nature. The editing software's nature is it's not cooperating with me to give me the type of edits I need. See, you don't understand camera's nature, Locario, because camera's nature doesn't give you those type of shots. The camera's nature is not going to go for that, Locario. You understand? But that's how guys sound when they're talking about women. Krista says, camera gummy. the camera's camera-gammy nature, the filmagamy of the nature of the cameras just won't make it work. It's not right. So because the guy doesn't understand the camera, he's pointing the finger at the camera saying something's wrong with the camera. No, it's not the camera's fault. You don't understand the camera. You understand? You got a camera maxing and shit. You see what I'm saying? It's not the camera's fault. See, you don't understand certain things about the camera, so therefore you're not getting the results you want out of the fucking film. You understand? You know, the confusion is that you tell guys correctly that guys have to do that what they want to learn to do. Another content provider may say the girl reject them because they are goofy. The intimate guy, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. You gotta go. I have no idea what you're talking about. But that's what I'm saying where, and I'm gonna get to some calls in a second, guys. That's what I'm saying where a lot of these dudes, what happens is that they don't realize that there's certain things they don't know about women. And then therefore they interact with women and then they don't get the outcomes they want. So I'll give you a perfect fucking example, right? Me and Miles was talking about this on the Bad Boy Show earlier. So make sure you guys, go to patreon.com/Mr.Locario and, check out the Bad Boy Show, right? So perfect example is I was on Clubhouse today. We were talking about this on the Bad Boy Show. I was on Clubhouse today, and one of our boys' rooms and shit in a Clubhouse. And this girl was talking about this dude who she knew, and she said that the guy met some random girl at a bar, right? They started talking. This motherfucker bought her drinks and food, right? Then he brought her back to his crib. They smashed all night. She spent the night. The next day, she hung out at his house and they smashed all day, hanging out, chilling all day, having sex. And then the day after that, he had to go to church. So this nigga went to church, but what he did was he left her the key to his apartment and said, hey, listen, I gotta run, but see your way out and lock the door behind you and leave the key downstairs, with the manager or whoever it is, or the front desk. And then not only that, what he did was he also gave her money to take a cab home. Right? Now, what happened was he came back home from church, and what the girl did is she, instead of taking the money to go home, she took the money to buy groceries, came back to the dude's house, cooked him food. So by the time he came back, she had food prepared, and he comes into the house like, what the fuck are you still here kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he broke so many days, like because he doesn't understand women, and this is the thing, he was asking the girl or asking the people like, what should he do? He didn't know what to do at this point. So now, because he didn't understand women, there's a few things he did wrong. A lot of things he did wrong. One, the nigga gave her too much dick, which equals too much attention, had her spent the night, gave her money to go take a cab home, gave her his keys to his house, right? What else the fuck he did? Like, his whole shit was fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? Now, because he didn't understand women, and this is what he did. He asked her, he said, why are you still here? And she was like, oh, well, I really like you. And I think we could, talk about us, whatever. Cause she was gassed up. Now, since he didn't understand women, he spent way too much time and too much energy and with a girl he just met. He was giving her boyfriend treatment. He was treating her like a wifey. And so therefore, she was acting this way and didn't want to leave. And he's confused, scratching his head like, what the fuck is going on? Now, because he didn't understand that when you give a woman too much attention, time, and energy too soon, what happens is that it elevates her expectation. So once her expectations are elevated, you can't go below what her expectations are, or you're going to have drama. Now, What I'm saying to you right now is something that most men don't know about women. Just like the guy trying to do the film doesn't know about the camera. So now, if you don't know that about women, that's going to affect the outcomes you have with women. And that means your game is weak, because part of you having strong game would mean that you understand that about women. But you would only understand that about women if you were studying the motherfucking game. You understand? So when dudes is talking about, oh, well, I don't need to know game, and game is stupid, and game don't make no sense, and then they call up and like, Mr.Locario, Miles, Steve Dedeen, this girl that I'm dealing with, she's just giving me so much drama, and it's like this, and it's like that, and it's like, bro, it's because you don't understand what the fuck you're doing with women. You understand? See, you thought you just had to looks max. Really? You thought you just had to gym max. See, thinking you have to just looks max and gym max and have money and all that shit is the equivalent of a guy who wants to be a filmmaker thinking all he needs to do is buy a camera and a fucking computer. But when he gets the camera and the computer, he don't know what the fuck to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? And see, this is why it's important to understand the game, because you having game is having the strategy to get what you want. But if you don't know how to get what you want, then you're not going to get it. You understand? So the what to do is go and interact with women, talk with women, engage with women, and get access to chicks, right? But you need to know how to deal with them. You see what I'm saying? You need to know how to deal with them. So if you don't know how to deal with them, right? It doesn't matter what your strategy is, because you don't know how to deal with them, which means that you're doing something that you don't know how to do. So it's just like if I have the camera and the filming equipment, if I don't know how to use it, right? It doesn't matter what the strategy that I'm using. I'm not going to ever be able to make a film because I don't know how to fucking use the camera. I don't know how to use the editing equipment. I don't know how to write a fucking script. I don't know how to do none of this shit. You see what I'm saying? And this is what having game is about. Understanding what to do and how to do it. But dudes are like, oh, I don't know. I don't need to know how to do it. I just got to looks max, bro. I just got a gym max, bro. What are you talking about? Listen, I just got to go in the gym. I just got to fucking look really good. And I got to just stand in front of a woman. And that's it. That's all I got to do. Shout out to my dude, Miles Cunningham, in the building. That's all I got to do. I got to just looks max and gym max and stand there. I'm a match with a girl on Tinder. And we're going to meet up on a date. Or matter of fact, fuck that. I'm a match with a girl on Tinder. And because I'm so looks max, bro, she's going to like be like, oh my God, you're so fucking sexy. Listen, I need to meet you right now. You don't even have to plan the date or anything. I just need you right now. I just need your cock in my mouth right now. You understand what I'm saying? And then she's just going to be sucking your dick and just looking at you because you're so looks max, bro. That's it. You don't even have to say a word to a woman. You just get on Tinder, take your pictures, be super looks max. She's going to swipe on you. And then, matter of fact, you don't even need to tell her where you're at. She's going to find out. She's going to find out where you're at. She's going to stalk you because you're so sexy, bro. She's going to stalk you. And then when she gets to you or you go on the date with her, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to talk to her. You don't have to flirt, build no sexual tension. You just sit there. Matter of fact, nigga, you ain't even got to look at her, bro. You just got to sit there and chill like this, rubbing your chin. Cause you got the jawline, right? Cause you got all that shit. So you just rub your chin and you don't got to say shit and everything's going to fall into place. Cause you've looked max, bro. It's okay. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. And then see the guys who don't have game, who talk about all that looks max and shit, this is where they come in and say, well, yeah, I guess you got to have some game. You know, you got to have some social skills, because they think game is only social skills. They don't even understand. This is why, for example, this is why I came out with the book right here that you guys can see right here. This is why I came out with the book called Looks Don't Matter, 7 Ways to Attract Women Without Your Looks. Because this book is not just for the guys who, you know, think they're not the best looking dude. This book right here is for the good looking dudes also. Because what happens is that you have to understand how women are going to react to you based off the fact that you're good looking. There's going to be some women who are going to be intimidated by the fact that you're good looking. There's going to be some women who are going to give you a hard time because you're good looking. You understand? That's what's going to happen. You feel me? So the thing that I want to say is this, and I'm going to get to the calls in 2 minutes. What I want to say to guys is this, man. What I want to say to guys is this, is that you have to understand that when it comes to game, when it comes to having game, right? It's about everything. You understand? Everything. Everything falls under game. Like, think of game is at the top here. Everything else you're talking about is right under this. Your looks, your status, your money, the looks maxing, the gym maxing, the fucking, the Instagram models, the DMs, all of that shit is falls under the game. You understand? And, you know, we're talking about the dating game specifically on this channel, but all of it falls under the game. So don't try to separate those things when it's all falling like, well, you know, I don't need game because I have looks. What? See, let me explain how you can use your looks to your advantage when you have game, right? I had a friend who was, you know, he's a black guy or whatever, and dark-skinned dude and all this other shit, right? So what he would do is he knew some people who would, like, you know, some of the people in the cities that were like bouncers at clubs and bars. Like, he knew a few of those people, right? So what he would do is he would actually find out, right? And shout out to Ron Wills, because Ron Wills sort of talks about this, about finding your tribe, right? What this guy would do is he would find out the spots that girls were at, and those girls actually were into black guys, where most of the girls there were into black men. So, for example, you know, there was like an event where it was like it was like a singles event for like single black women looking for whatever. So he knew that 90-something% of those women wanted black dudes. So he's going to go there because he's a black guy who looks good, who's in shape. So now he goes to the spot where 90-something% of the women are trying to get with a black dude, right? That's going to work in his favor. But that's having game. His strategy was, the game he was using was, let me go to the spot where most of the women are looking for guys like me. You understand? So you got to understand that aspect of the shit, man. But let's take some calls real quick. We're going to go 678 and then 225. 678, what's popping with this? Make sure y'all hit that donate button. 678, what's going on?
I donate $2.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. All right, so what's your question?
I got a question. My question is that I live in Atlanta, and they don't have many really attractive women in my area.
You say you live in Atlanta, and what happened?
There are not many attractive women in my area.
In Atlanta? Come on, fam, stop.
Well, I don't live in the city, but I live in sunburns.
Okay, well then, listen, you gotta take a trip to the fucking city, bro. That's what you gotta do. Sometimes what you guys gotta understand is that if there's not women in your immediate area that you like, or you don't have access, or there's not enough women because you live in a super secluded area, get your ass to the closest city area. You understand what I'm saying? Go there on the weekend. Rent to Airbnb and set up some dates and shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, because where I live at, there's so many fat, ugly women. You know what I'm saying? Fat women everywhere. I go to a grocery store, there's fat women. I go to a gas station, there's fat women. Fat women everywhere.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me ask you a question. What type of women do you like?
I like women she doesn't be perfect, who's not overweight, who's not fat, who's in decent shape. A woman who is light skinned, freckle face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask
you belly button too.
Okay, so now the type of women that you want, have you had those women before?
One time.
One time. And how'd you get that girl?
Well, we haven't had sex. We just dated.
No, wait. You didn't have sex?
Well, I only had sex once, but it wasn't the type of girl that I want.
Okay, so then the girl that you talking about don't count because I ain't have sex. I'm talking about a girl that you wanted, that you described. Have you had that type of girl and have you had sex? Sounds like no.
No.
Okay. So now hold on. This is the thing I want you to understand, right? Is that you're sitting there focused on the quote unquote fat girls that's in your area that you don't want, but you're not. You have to focus on doing the things to get to the girls that you do want and figure out how to get those girls. You understand? Mm-hmm. That's the most important part. So what I would suggest you do, my brother, hit me up on the back end for coaching so we can get that shit cracking, my brother. Appreciate the call. All right, let's go to 225. 225, what's going on?
How you doing today?
Yo, what up? What's going on, my brother? Did you donate?
Yeah, I did. I have a link on your website.
All right, what's going on?
Hey, I'm pretty good, man. So first thing I want to say, man, I appreciate you like having the content out. It's really helpful.
That's
but first question, man, is I stutter. And I think you made a video about that before, like where you said basically you got to own your stuttering. But the question I have for you is this: sometimes, man, like I stutter on my name, and it gets kind of like. It's so random because like it's not every time. Like certain days I don't stutter, certain days I do. I guess my question is that if I'm talking to a chick and she like laughs at my stuttering or like does something when I initially talk, I guess like should I just let her do that, or should I just stop talking to her? Because I feel like sometimes it's not worth even like trying to like bring it up or question the chick, because some people they're just not really aware of it.
Wait, so let me ask you this. Hold on. So wait, how many times has a woman laughed at your stutter?
A few times. I mean, I wouldn't say it happened too often, but it's happened in the past before.
Okay, and what happened when she laughed? What did she say?
Like basically, usually it's the same type of stuff. They'll ask me like, "Did I forget my name?" or "Is something wrong with me?" It's usually like something like that.
Mm-hmm. And then, so what do you say? What do you do?
I usually just say I stutter, and then usually that person like either feels bad, or like they'll just like, I guess, just usually what will happen is they'll like feel bad, or they'll just let me talk. But I guess it's one of those things where, I guess the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I think you and Miles said that if a woman like shows you like disrespect, that you shouldn't like allow that to happen. And I guess that's where I kind of am with that.
Right, but see, you got to understand the context. She doesn't know that you have a stutter. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what happens is that if that's happening, right, and that you're having that conversation, she might laugh because she's like, be like, yo, what's going on or whatever. And also you got to, I would need to see, this is the thing. The reason why I asked how many girls laughed, because most women, if they know you have a stutter, aren't going to laugh at your stutter. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like most women aren't going to do that.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You see what I mean? So what? That's why I asked like how many times it's happening. But the way that you said it is, it sounds like they're not laughing at the fact that you're stuttering. They're laughing at the fact that they thought or think that you were so nervous you didn't know, you couldn't say your name. You understand?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand the context. So now what I was saying in this situation, right, is that you can just basically like put forth the elephant in the room. So like, let's say you're talking to the girl and you start stuttering or whatever and shit like that. You know what I mean? Use that in your game. Be like, listen, be like, girl, listen, I got a stutter, but I haven't stuttered in a minute, but there's something about your sexy ass that just got me stuttering like crazy. And you understand what I'm saying? Use that to your advantage, bro.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I appreciate.
Right.
I appreciate that, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to start doing that because it's one of those things, man, where like it's not, like I said, man, it's so random. It's not, sometimes it don't work. And then the problem is that like it's situational. Like because if I go out into like a crowd or a group, it gets worse. And then sometimes like I try really hard to like not show it. And the problem is that it may come out like a day later. It's so variable, man. That's the problem with it. And it's like, I guess I need to maybe start like just telling the chick about it firsthand. But usually like it's not an issue, like, but it's just like I said, the biggest problem is that it's just so random. It's variable.
Right, but this is the thing. You don't hold on. Let me say this. You don't need to, when you first talk to a girl, be like, yo, girl, I got to tell you real quick before we have this conversation that I stutter. You don't got to do none of that shit. Have a conversation with her just how you would have a conversation just regularly. Now, if you start stuttering, then address it and then use it. You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is this, like, I had like one of the dudes that used to come through to my seminars. He probably watching now, whatever, but he has a stutter. But this dude stay with baddies. You understand what I'm saying? Because he doesn't let his stutter, stop him. You understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is you got to use what you got. You understand what I'm saying? See that. And the thing you got to understand is this: when you're having a conversation with a woman, right? As long as you are controlling the flow and the direction of the conversation, you're good. That's it. Women, see, the problem with a lot of guys is that this is what happens. We approach the woman, right? So when you approach the woman and you talk to her, it's up to you to carry the conversation. Why? Because you approached her. You understand what I'm saying? Like if a guy comes up to me in the street and he's trying to sell me some book or some knives or some shit or some sort of product, he needs to come with it. I'll be like, he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, what's up? And he has to come with the conversation and all that other shit. So the same thing, when you're talking to a girl, you have to be able to control the direction of the conversation and guide the conversation in the way that you want it. But you have to make sure that you're always in control of that. So her responses, right? Don't let her responses throw you off. You have to make sure that whatever her responses are you're still fucking flowing in the direction of where you're trying to go. So if you start stuttering, right? And then let's say she's like, let's say she laughs or whatever, or she's like, like let's say you which is the example you just told us, she's like laughing like, oh, you don't even know your name or whatever. And you be like, damn girl, listen, you so fucking fine. I usually don't stutter, but I have a stutter, and I just started stuttering because, I'm looking at that sexy ass dress and how it fits you, and it just got me all choked up on my words. You know what I'm saying? And then you just laugh that off and you keep it moving. And so what happens is that it's showing her you're confident with what you're saying and what you're doing, and you're comfortable with yourself. You understand what I'm saying? See, the thing is this. A woman is comfortable with a man who's comfortable with himself. If you're comfortable with yourself, she's going to be comfortable with you. If you're confident in yourself, she's going to feel confident being with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you're feeling a certain type of way, and if you're feeling insecure about your situation, right? That's the thing that's going to sort of make her fall back or turn her off, because what happens is that if you're not comfortable with yourself, she's going to be like, why should I be? I'm not going to feel comfortable with you. You see what I'm saying? Because women are followers. They're going to follow your lead. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to do.
I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you answering that, man.
Right. And see,
I'm gonna definitely start.
Right. And see, this is the thing. This whole conversation, you wasn't even hardly stuttering. You know what I'm saying? Like I could hear everything you're saying. You was talking smooth. So, you just got to, when it comes to just deal with it and then just, do your thing. You feel me?
Sure, man. Hey, and real quick, if you don't mind, I got one more question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, man. Yeah. So, I also I drive and I drive for ride-share services. So I like to deliver food, and sometimes when I go in restaurants, there'd be a lot of women in the restaurant. Either they work there or they're in the restaurant.
Right.
And sometimes I'd be tempted to want to flirt, but one time I kind of did that. I got the chick's number, and she kind of curved me, and I had to interact with her again. It was kind of awkward. I guess, man, is it a good idea to maybe just take those interactions and kind of gauge them a little bit, and not always flirt with chicks at the restaurant? Because it's kind of a weird thing sometimes, man, honestly.
No, you don't need to do that. Listen, you can still flirt with them and talk to them, right? But if you saying you got information and then you try to holler and she ain't respond, and then you went back to the restaurant to eat, you went back to that same restaurant and she kind of just was you felt like it was awkward or some shit.
Well, it was where basically because what happens sometimes is when I get there early, I gotta wait for the orders, and then most of the time we just sit there and talk. And this one chick, we started talking, and it got kind of I felt like me and her were vibing pretty good. But
right.
I guess I guess something I didn't do. I didn't ask her the first time I talked to her. That's something I do too, man. I gotta stop doing that shit, because sometimes I won't pounce on it when I get that opportunity. I'll come back like later on. By that time, it's cold already. And that's something I gotta stop doing too, man.
Right, but this girl, you said you exchanged numbers with her?
Well, no. What happened was that the first time I talked to her and we kind of got cool. I didn't do that, but when I saw her again, I wanted to get her number then.
Okay,
but that second time, I think it was a little bit too late.
No, but so the second time, did you get her number?
I tried getting it. She basically told me I'll think about it, and I'm like,
she said
that's pretty much a no, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But either way. If you go, see, a lot of guys think this, that they think, okay, I holler at a chick that I'm gonna probably see again, and she didn't want to do nothing with me, or she curved me, or whatever it was. It don't matter. You still go back into the spot, get your food or whatever. You see her, oh, what up? How you doing? And then that's it, and just keep it pushing, keep it regular. See, the thing is that you see a lot of times you gotta understand, man. You gotta stop taking how women respond personally. You understand what I'm saying? Because it doesn't really matter. So you just keep doing your thing. You act like it didn't even happen. Like you've forgot it even happened. You see what I'm saying? So, and then you just, do your thing, get your food, talk to other girls in the spot. You feel what I'm saying? The only thing you don't want to do is don't sit there and try to get at her again, or, you know what I'm saying? Address it like, yo, so what happened? Like, how come, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You just keep doing your thing and then you talk to other girls. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Dude, I want to say, man, I really appreciate it, man, for real, because I watch your show a lot, and you spit a lot of knowledge, man. It's been helping out, man. I'm gonna definitely support it again. If I got any more questions, I'll call back, man.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call, my brother. All right, that's what's up. Let me get 301. What's popping? Who this?
Yo, what's up?
What up, my brother? Did you donate?
Of course.
Appreciate it. So what's good?
I gotta ask a question. Okay, now you said that having strong game is knowing what to do and knowing how to do it, right?
Right.
So hypothetically speaking, if one decided to trick in order to get women and they knew how to trick, would that be considered strong game as well?
No, it's still weak. That's what I was saying earlier. I said if you're using something outside yourself, it's weak automatically.
Okay, so with that being said, So what would be using something inside yourself?
That would be your mouthpiece. That would be your mindset to figure out how to get from point A to point B and then using that interaction to make it happen. So what I mean is this. If you can't, so what it is that if I stripped you down of everything you have and you can't get what you need to get, pause, exactly, pause, right? Pause. So if you can't get what you need to get, right? What that means is that the only reason you was getting what you got was because of all the outside shit you had. So now if I take away all the outside shit you have and you can't get it, that means your game's weak. You see what I'm saying? So it always comes back to your game being weak because you're only getting it because you have the thing. You see what I'm saying? So if you're tricking, right? So if you're tricking, you're using the money to get pussy. So if you don't have money or take away money, you know what I'm saying? It's done. You're finished. You see what I mean?
I see. Okay, so basically your mouthpiece. Okay, now what about looks maxing or gym maxing? Because that is a part of you, right? Your physique is a part of you.
Yeah,
would that be considered strong game as well?
Yes, that's stronger game than tricking because it's you. That's part of you. You see what I'm saying? You worked out. You've put yourself together a certain way, right? So that's part of your situation. Yeah, that's strong game. Hell yeah.
But it's not as strong as having a mouthpiece,
right? Because the thing is this. If you look, so there's the thing. If you look a certain way, right, and another guy looks like you or equivalent to you or has the same sort of look, right, and y'all are trying to holler at the same chick, you understand? If your mouthpiece sucks, but his mouthpiece was on point, he's gonna most likely get her, and vice versa. If your mouthpiece is on point, but his sucks, then he's not gonna get her, and you're gonna get her. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like the more you have working for you when it comes to your strategy and your game, the better the better you are. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is you might have a guy who he could have a strong mouthpiece, but he dresses like shit, he smells like shit, and he looks like shit. He's not he's gonna be fucked up in the game. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard for he can still get a little bit of something going, but it's gonna be hard for him. A guy who looks good but who's scared to talk to women, who's insecure, he's going to be fucked up in the game too. So he's going to get women who might check him out, look at him, be like, oh, this guy look good. But then when, he tries to talk to the girl and he don't know what to say, he don't know what to do, he's scared of shit. A lot of those girls are going to fall by the wayside. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's like you have to be strong on all fronts. That's the most attractive guy. Yes, the most attractive guy is a well-rounded motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? He looks good, smells good, has all of that. He mouthpiece is on point, confident, all that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so in terms of the strongest to weakest game, it's mouthpiece, looks, hygiene,
appearance,
like attire, like clothing.
Yep, mindsets, confidence,
finances. Yeah, mindset.
Yeah,
okay.
Finances is and I'm talking only strictly attracting women. Finances is like on the lower end. You understand what I'm saying? Now, a lot of guys, and that's the funny part, a lot of guys think finances is on the high end when it's not. Finances are, this is the funny part. When a woman is feeling you, right? You ain't got to have no fucking money. Period. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Really?
You ain't got to have no fucking money. Even for long-term relationships, you're more likely going to need money because it's a longer game. And if you, let's say, for example, y'all moving together, you have kids and all that other stuff, then in that regard, you're going to need some money for logistical reasons. But what I'm saying is to get a girl to want to date you, hook up with you, and be with you in that sense, you don't need no fucking money.
Like casual sex.
Right, exactly. Casual sex, dating, hooking up, stuff like that. You don't need no money. You understand what I'm saying? At all. Not a dime, not a quarter, nothing. You understand what I'm saying? The funny part is...
Not one red cent.
Exactly. The funny part is some women, when they really like you and fuck with you, they'll spend their money on you. They'll fucking buy you gifts, buy you drinks. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they'll do all of that shit. Mama. Yes, they want to pay. They want to give you the money. They'll ask you, do you need a hold something? Do you need something? What you need? I got you.
Dick is a gift.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Dick is a gift.
So a lot of times what'll happen is you be with a chick.
It's a gift.
You be with a chick who likes you.
It's a gift.
And she'll ask you questions. She'll be like, yo, what type of sneakers you like? And you thinking she's just having a conversation with you, and you're like, yo, I love Jordans. Next thing you know, you see that girl next week, she bought you some Jordans. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happens. You see what I mean? Like,
I see.
It's crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. All right, man.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate the call, my brother. All right. So let me get some of these questions in the chat, and then we're going to head up out of here. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat, and we'll get this shit cracking. So you said, so does that also mean fake confidence is synonymous with having no confidence? Yes, exactly. You understand? A lot of people have fake confidence. A lot of people put on confidence like they put on their clothes. You understand what I'm saying? That's not real confidence. That's not core confidence. You understand? Like core confidence, when when you're really a confident motherfucker, right? Nobody can tell you shit. You understand what I'm saying? They can't tell you a goddamn thing. You understand? Like nothing a person says or does is going to shake how you view yourself. It's not going to happen. You understand? But that goes beyond, it's interesting. It's like you have to have a certain understanding to be that confident. The reason why a lot of people aren't confident or to that level of confidence where they have that core confidence is because they haven't fully understood themselves. They haven't fully understood what they're really, really about. They haven't fully understood their value. You understand? They haven't really understood it. And this goes beyond any type of material fucking bullshit. You understand? This goes beyond any other, like some material shit. A lot of people, they think about shit on some material level, like, man, if I got mad bitches and I got, like nice watches and a lot of money, then I'm gonna feel good and I'm gonna feel confident. That's not what it's about. It's about you feeling or you having that confidence, whether you got that shit or not. You can have $1 million, you can have $1 fucking dollar. You understand? You can have a bunch of chicks, or you can have no women. You understand? And you're still that nigga. You understand? Like that's that real confidence where the outside circumstances don't matter. You understand? It don't matter. That's when you have real confidence. See, a lot of people have fake confidence. They feel good about themselves when shit is popping. But when shit ain't popping, they're like, oh, this is whack. I suck. You understand? But see, it's hard for people to understand that because they're always caught up in the materialism of all this bullshit. You understand? They're so conditioned to think that their value and their worth is about how much likes they got on Instagram, how much followers that they got, how much motherfuckers is hitting them up, how much money they got, their status, their looks, all of that shit. So, that's the type of shit that goes down. You said, what about selling her a dream? Nigga. Hell fucking no. Selling her, see, when you sell a chick a dream, that's straight simping. That is straight simping. Selling a chick a dream, you are simping heavy. And the stupid part about this is this. When you try to sell a woman a dream, do you know that you're fucking yourself up in the end a lot of times because you don't even know what the fuck to sell her? See, a lot of dudes be like, oh, I'm gonna tell a girl, hey girl, I want to just be with you. I want to be your man. I really like you. Like I think you're the one. I think, I feel this special connection and all this other shit. And he's saying all that shit. What up, old Johnny? What's popping, bro? What's popping? He's saying all that shit because he's trying to fuck. But what he don't know is the chick is thinking, damn, I'd have fucked this nigga, but he's saying all that shit. So now I'm not gonna fuck him. So then he fucked his whole shit up where he could, if he would have just told the chick, hey, I want to fuck you, she would have fucked him. But now he's saying all that sweet shit. Now she don't want to fuck him because she's like, okay, well, give me all that sweet shit you're talking then. So you selling her the dream, but the dream you selling her ain't the dream she wanted. The dream she wanted was the dick.
Dick is a gift.
You understand? So dudes be backwards as hell with they shit. You said, why do I get matched on Plenty of Fish, but 0 matches on Tinder? Nigga, I don't know. You gotta show me your strategy, bro. You gotta let me know your strategy. You gotta hit me up for that coaching. Because there's probably certain things that you're doing more on Plenty of Fish that you ain't doing on Tinder. So let's get to the next. So it says, would you say a majority part have a successful mouthpiece is the tone you use, sexy, flirtatious every time you spit? Well, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. You understand what I'm saying? But see, part of it too is you got to understand that in 336, I'm gonna get to your call in a second. That's part of it. But also part of it too is that y'all got to start really talking to women you like, talking to women that you're attracted to, talking to women that you think are fuckable, because all of that stuff, that tone, that vibe is gonna come out naturally. You understand? It's just like when you're really mad at something or somebody and you start cursing and talking shit and you just like you tight, you hot, your voice gets louder, it gets angrier, you understand? And that's because you're really feeling it. So if you're really feeling the girl, how you think your voice gonna come out sounding? And you flirting with, how you think you're gonna sound? You're gonna sound real smooth and chill, and you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna sound like you really trying to get at it. You feel what I'm saying? So let's go to 336. What's popping? Who this?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Locario?
What up, my brother? Did you donate?
Yeah, I donated, yeah.
What up? What's going on?
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna try to be let you understand me as the best you can because I'm French. So
I can understand you good.
I'm from France, and okay, cool. So basically, I'm 30 years old, and I'm trying to get into game now, and I'm learning basically when pretty much when I go out. I like try to like talk to girls, and I'm pretty much introspective, you know. I don't try to judge myself too much. And I'm taking notes as well. Every time I meet a girl, I put her name down and I pretty much write down the interaction. And now I'm at a point where I'm meeting girls, but I don't know how to explain, but it's almost like they see me in such a way that is almost like they're trying to get something serious and things like that, you know. Like for example, I met this girl the other day and took her to the hotel. We make out and everything, and she did everything just to not have sex, you know. But at the end of that, she still wanted to keep in touch, and I mean, we're talking and everything, but I pretty much would just respond to her text. That's it.
Wait, hold on, wait. So you said you took the girl to the hotel, y'all was kissing, y'all didn't get naked or anything?
Nothing. No.
Okay, and she said and what did she say? She said, "Oh, I don't want to do it now." Like what was she saying?
She pretty much started talking about her life and
about her life.
Told me that she started to tell me stuff like it's been 2 years and she just can't just sleep with anyone just like that. And,
okay, now hold on, wait. Stop. Yeah. So now you said you've been talking to her on the phone?
Once in a while, yeah.
And how long you been talking to her on the phone for?
Sorry?
I said, how long you been talking to her on the phone for? Like how long y'all been going back and forth on the phone?
Like about a month, like once a week, something like that.
So once a week for how long?
So once a week for about a month now.
Oh shit. Okay. See this. Okay. Let me explain this. Okay. So this is what you got to do, bro. This is what you got to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so you're saying that you want to be in situations more where you're getting just more like sex, but these girls are kind of like, you know, not wanting to do that. They want to like.
They're trying to like. It's almost like they're trying to lock me down.
Right. Okay. So this is what you got to do.
I mean, I think I'm getting. It feels as though I'm getting. I don't know if I'm being too nice
No, you are.
I think I'm being too like, yeah, I feel like I'm being too, I don't know how to say.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me hold on. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. The girl that you had in the hotel room, was this the first time y'all was hanging out? Like, how did you meet her?
Okay, I cold approached her.
Okay,
she
so
was
you
with her friend, and I went directly up to her.
Okay, so
chat her up.
So you approached her, and how from the time you approached her to the time y'all was in the hotel, how long did that take? Was that a few days? Like, what happened?
The next day. Okay, let me explain. She's from Germany, and she came to France on holiday.
Okay, so she was there on vacation.
Basically, and the day I met her, actually, I took her out the next day.
Okay, so you took her out the next day. What'd y'all do?
I went to a bar.
Okay, you went to a bar to get drinks, right?
Yeah, and after the bar, we had shots and everything.
Okay.
The bar guy, he was cool and everything. And after the bar, well, pretty much, I don't live directly in the capital. I live outside of Paris. So I came to Paris and I was like, you know what? I think things are going to go down. So I took a hotel.
Right.
Because it was easier for me. And directly after the bar, logistics, So after the bar, we went to a park. We started to make out, kiss and everything. And she told me like she's going back to her hotel. And I said, okay, cool. I said, I'm going to mine, And she said, yeah, she's going to come with me because she lives in the area. And when we're in the car, we started to like make out and everything. And she told me like, nothing's going to happen if I come to the hotel. And I was like, okay. And when we reached to the hotel, she was like, do you want me to, she says she's going to follow me to my hotel. She's going to like accompany me, as in just follow me to my room and that's it. I was like, okay, cool. I was just like, okay, cool. I didn't try to get into any kind of convincing or anything like that,
Right.
I just looked at
this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. This is what you got to do because I gotta wrap this up in a minute. But the issue is this, right? The reason why they want to lock you down and all that other stuff is because you're allowing them to have time and attention with you for a longer period of time than what you're trying to do. So, for example, with this woman, right? If she's saying, you're not going to come back to my, I'm not going to come back and, nothing's going to happen and yada, yada, yada. So then at that point, right, you can say, okay, cool. Well, listen, you have my number, right? When you're ready to make it happen, come to my hotel. And then you just walk away immediately after that, right? Or let's say, remember the fact that she was in your hotel room when y'all was kissing, at the point where she's like telling you she don't want to do it, you say, okay, that's cool. Well, listen, this was fun, but take her, get her jacket, have her sit up from the bed or whatever, get her jacket, put her jacket on. It was really nice meeting you. You have my number. If you change your mind about hooking up, call me. So what you have to do is you want to stop them immediately at the moment where they're letting you know they're not going to do it. And then you let them know, hey, I'm still interested in doing this. So hit me up when you're interested in doing it. Right now, if she does hit you up, you say, hey, she's like, hey, what's up? And you're like, oh, I'm good. Listen, come through to the hotel. Oh, I'm actually, I'm not really trying to do that. Okay, no problem. Well, listen, remember, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to stop talking. But listen, when you're ready to do this, give me a call. Right. So all you're doing is reiterating to the woman that this is what it is. Now she hits you up again and she's not trying to do it. You just ignore her and stop fucking with her. So anytime you're dealing with the women, you want to make sure that they know that the only thing that they can get from you is dick.
Dick is a gift.
You understand? Because then they're going to realize, damn, the only thing I can get from him is dick. So if I do call him, talk to him or whatever, I got to have sex with this motherfucker. And if I'm not trying to have sex with this motherfucker, then I'm not going to call him. So either way you win. So what'll happen is she's going to call you and fuck you, or she's going to not call you and you're not going to have to deal with her. And so you have to do that with every chick you're dealing with.
I have one last question. I'm going to make it quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So since I'm having these bad experiences, I've decided for at least 1 week to a month to talk to at least 15 girls a day, just to get like the experiences and so on. So I wanted to know, like, to be efficient, the most efficient way possible. How can I like get at them? To be just efficient. I mean, I'm social. I know how to approach. I can approach.
Right. Well, the most efficient way, is you got to be direct as fuck. You got to let the girl know what you want to do.
All right, cool.
And then lead her in that direction. Just be like, hey, listen, I came over, I thought you was attractive. I was thinking me and you should get out of here, go get a coffee real quick and then go back to my hotel and get it popping. You understand what I'm saying? That's basically all you got to do. You see what I mean?
Because I have a few girls in numbers right now, and it's like a lot of them, they're like, okay, I'm gonna let you know, and things like that,
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But the thing is this: you have to hold on. This is what I'm saying. They're saying I gotta let you know because you're coming off the premise of being kind of boyfriendy and indirect. So what I'm saying is that from now on, when you meet new women, like basically, you have to not give them any space to have any other option with you. Do you understand? Like right. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like you're
pretty much talk about fucking from the get-go.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, after flirting and so on. But
yes, flirt, be like, build sexual tension, talk about sex. Yes, yeah, that's it.
Because the girl that I'm talking to right now, I basically told her like, listen, we're gonna head up to a bar, and she's like, oh, all right, cool, I'm gonna let you know and so on. So,
right.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep it sexual.
Right.
Keep it sexual. And if they're not trying to get sexual with you, leave the door open. Say, hey, listen, when you're ready to get sexual with me, hit me up. That's all. That's literally all you got to do. That's all you got to do, bro.
So it's not really a good idea to be like, okay, let's meet up at a bar. Just tell them,
you can meet them at a bar, but you say, hey, listen, we're gonna go get a drink. After we get the drink, I'm gonna take you back to my hotel and fuck the shit out you. That's what I'm saying, and then have her agree to that. That's all it is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you very much.
All right, man.
Just for taking the time, I really appreciate it.
Definitely, bro. Appreciate it. Hit me up if you have any questions, bro.
Thank you.
All right, peace. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna do monogamous player real quick, and then we're gonna head up out of here. Monogamous player, what's going on, fam?
Yes, sir.
What up?
Hey, yes, sir. Mr. Locario, man. Hey, man. The first thing I want to say is, Mr. Locario, just thank you and Miles just for this all the game. And it's not just about dating game, but it's also about financial game and just life game.
Right.
And because of y'all, I was able to connect with RKT appraisals or whatever, and get things on my end cracking financially. So I really thank y'all for doing that, because without y'all, I wouldn't know about that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to thank y'all and also thank them. But the one thing, I'm kind of late to the video, so I'm gonna rewatch the video. But the last 10 minutes of me being on the video, I've just heard what you were talking about guys just having weak game and they lying, right? Mr. Locario, this how when you know that your game is weak, when you have to sell the dream of a woman being in a relationship with you.
Right.
And guys do this because guys feel like, oh, in order for me to get the pussy, then I gotta like soak up the woman and do all this and do all that, right? Now I will say this, like I have, this is my son, I just picked him up. I have been in situations where, when I was younger, right? You talking to a girl or whatever, right? And you just young and you just naive or whatever, so you just kind of going through the motion and you're not realizing that, okay, I'm spending too much time on the phone with her or whatever the case may be. That's one thing if you just have to just overcome the reality of just understanding not to do that, right?
Right.
But it's a lot of guys out here that have been telling girls, oh, baby, I want to be with you. I want to do this. I want to do that. We're going to be together. And then you're talking to the girl for 2, 3 weeks, 4, 5 weeks, talking to her every day and all that. And then all of a sudden when he gets the pussy, or get the pussy a couple of times or whatever the case may be, all of a sudden he disappears. And I can't really blame girls for feeling the way they feel or treating certain niggas like that. It's just fucked up because I'm a real guy that don't lie to women, but I got to break all these layers that these so-called, players that's really simp are out here doing. You see what I'm saying? So I got to read. Back in the day, I used to have to redirect a lot of chicks, you know what I'm saying, and let them understand my truth.
Right.
Now, Mr. Locario, here's what I used to always tell chicks, bro. And I used to tell chicks, I used to always offer the coconut arbitrage. That's my signature thing. But I used to always tell girls, I'm like, hey, I used to tell girls this. I'm just being honest, girl. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to be with you.
Right.
That don't mean that I can't be a positive entity in your life and you can't be a positive entity in my life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, even though I'm not selling a girl a dream, I'm selling a girl my truth.
Exactly.
And with a woman, and a lot of women, bro, when they hear that truth,
That's real shit.
I'm gonna be honest, Mr. Locario. I'm gonna be honest. I want to tell a lot of guys this. A lot of guys that try to sell the whole relationship thing to females just to get ass. You don't even realize some females initially wasn't even asking for the relationship.
Right.
As you were saying, she was more interested in the dick, or she was more interested in, fucking with you on any type of way. But because you presented the relationship, now the woman's like, well, shit, that's what you wanted to do. Bet, let's do it.
Right.
Now you gotta live up to what you said. You see what I'm saying? But when you be truthful with, like Mr. Locario, when I told the women the truth all the time, I saw the release of women. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy. Like I can tell, like in their minds, they're like, okay, I don't have to play like I want to have a relationship. I can actually be with a guy that's not going to judge me, and I can do what I actually want to do.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But guys don't understand that. But that's just like a game. But I know you got to get up out of here, Mr. Locario. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate the call, my brother. All right, people. So listen, man. Me and April about to go get something to eat. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership. Right now, we have the program, She's a Waste of Time, how to identify the 7 types of attention whores you will encounter in the dating game. So make sure you check that out right now. You feel what I'm saying? That shit is fire. And also, go to Bad Boy membership to check out all of the other programs on the Bad Boy membership. You feel what I'm saying? So you can get that shit cracking, all right? So, yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And I will holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out. When it comes to being a man, it's about being that rock. It's about being stable.
So first, you're going to have to find discipline within yourself. Do you have that type of discipline? Do you even have the heart to be ruthless?
Women need leadership. It is in their nature to seek out leadership.
You can't do it 99 because all that's part of a man. You got to do it 100.
Apparently, these women out here having sex with somebody. Apparently, they're getting pregnant with somebody. Shoot, somebody getting some.
You should look at something like hypergamy and allow it to inspire you to always be evolving, getting better, expanding, developing.
There are things you know, there are things you don't know. Then there are things you don't know you don't even know.
There can be 10 of us in one room, and there's one question, and there's 10 correct answers, all different.